Hi, my name is Tiffany Turley-Bocut, and I'm the Title IX coordinator here at BYU. Title IX is a federal civil rights law that prevents sex-based discrimination in education and is overseen by the Department of Education's Office for Civil Rights. 2022 actually marks the 50th anniversary of this landmark law, and it's awesome to be a part of this work here at BYU. While Title IX initially focused on gender equity in educational institutions, primarily in athletics, since 2011, Title IX has become synonymous with sexual misconduct, primarily sexual assault. And while sexual assaults are the primary cases that our office sees and the majority of the reports that we get, our office more broadly across campus oversees all sex-based discrimination issues, including sexual harassment, pregnant and parenting issues, compliance in athletics. There are so many aspects to the work that we oversee, but primarily our work focuses on preventing and responding to reports of sexual harassment and misconduct on campus. Often when I tell people what I do, I get a response somewhere like this. Really? That sort of thing happens at BYU? Doesn't everyone just follow the honor code? And yes, it really does happen here. There is great value in following the honor code. We wish everyone did it. But at the end of the day, unfortunately here at BYU, we still see these issues and we're not immune from them. And I don't think that's a discouraging thing. Rather, it just gives us work to do to make things better. Now, that's not to say that BYU isn't a safe campus. BYU is one of the safest campuses in the nation, and I consider it a great honor to work here. But that said, even when everyone does everything right, these sorts of things still happen. So it's important that as students, you know what resources are available to you and the places on campus that the university has designated to help. In our office, we have 3 strategic objectives: educate, investigate, and collaborate. I love that they all rhyme. First, educate. Education is key to our prevention efforts on campus, and we work all year round to educate the campus community on these really important issues. Anything from workshops, events, classes on the topics such as consent, sexual assault awareness, domestic violence awareness, healthy relationships, boundaries. We are really just trying to educate the campus community on these important things because once we're educated, that's when we can truly make a difference. Now, these are heavy topics and we don't want people to get discouraged by them, so all of our events are done in a sensitive way that is meant to uplift and inspire people to become more educated in order to truly make a difference here at BYU. Second, investigate. One of the primary purposes of our office is to investigate and respond when reports of sexual misconduct come in. And at BYU, sexual misconduct can be anything from sexual harassment, sexual assault, dating violence, domestic violence, or stalking. If students or employees are facing these kind of issues, we want them to come to us because we can't take action on anything if we don't know. The Title IX office is the office the university has designated to address and respond to these issues. In order to help victims and other witnesses feel safe coming forward, the university has strong confidentiality and amnesty provisions in our policy. So if there are other honor code violations that may have occurred at the time of the sexual misconduct, victims and witnesses can feel safe and comfortable coming forward, knowing those amnesty and confidentiality provisions are in place. In order to encourage responding, the university has strong amnesty and confidentiality provisions in our policy in the event there were other honor code violations that may have occurred at the time of the sexual misconduct. We want people to know they can come to the Title IX office without fear of the report getting to the honor code office. We respect the honor code office and the work that they do, but our structures and our purposes are entirely different. When it comes to investigations, our goal is to be prompt, fair, and equitable to everyone involved. It's important to know that when a victim comes forward with a report, generally, it's up to them whether or not they want to pursue an investigation. We will never force someone to participate. And I think that's a misconception with our office, is that once something gets reported, the process is out of the person's hands. But that is just not the case. Our goal is to help. One of the ways we can help is through an investigation, but only if that's the kind of help that each individual wants. Third, collaborate. We cannot do this work alone. It takes a village, and we're so grateful for the other resources and partners that we have on campus. Sexual assault survivor advocacy services, counseling and psychological services, the Student Health Center, enrollment services, the registrar's office, BYU Police, the Student Health Center, the Accessibility Center. There are so many places on campus where you can seek help, and our office is a great connecting point for all those resources, especially if someone is facing sexual misconduct. Now, I've spoken a lot about Title IX here at BYU, but it's important to remember that sexual harassment can happen anywhere. And when you leave BYU and go out into the workforce, unfortunately, the workplace is often a place where sexual harassment happens. So it's important to know how to use your voice and understand these issues so you can stand up for what's right. No one should ever feel like they have to accept or just put up with sexual harassment or sex-based discrimination in the workforce. Not only is it morally wrong, but it's against the law. Title IX applies to educational institutions, and Title VII applies to employment situations. There are always protections, so it's important to know what those are and be able to stand up and use your voice when something doesn't feel right. Consent is at the heart of all that we do in Title IX. Sexual assault and sexual harassment occur when consent isn't present or the behavior is unwelcome. Here at BYU, that might look like someone repeatedly hugging you without your consent or talking to you first, or someone trying to touch you sexually because you've agreed to kiss them. Consent must be given by both parties. It's voluntary, and it's important to remember that it can be withdrawn at any time by either person. And consent to one behavior doesn't imply consent to any other behavior. Consent is critical and founded in respect, and it really is the key to all that we do in Title IX. In the workplace, sexual harassment could look like someone telling inappropriate jokes, touching you, or even propositioning you in a this for that kind of way, like, I'll give you this benefit if you do this sexual act for me. These sorts of things are never okay. And remember, the fact that someone didn't intend to sexually harass someone generally is not a defense against sexual harassment. It's important to use your voice in standing up against these things if they're happening to you or anyone else. Each of us can make a difference. It's not always the easy thing to do, but it is always the right thing to do. I hope this information has been helpful for you, both while you're here as a student at BYU and when you leave the university and go out into the world. The bottom line is, the Title IX office is here to help, so please let us know if there's ever anything we can do for you. We've also got a pretty robust website, Title IX, 9 being IX, titleix.byu.edu, where you can find lots of other information and contact information for our office. The Marriott School highly recommends that you complete the online training available on the Title IX website. Truly, we're just here to help however we can. From connecting you to resources and providing supportive measures, to investigating or pursuing action when a report comes in, our goal in the Title IX office is to educate, investigate, and collaborate in a way that makes our campus community stronger, safer, and better for everyone. Go Cougars!